What's up, y'all? It's Imran with escapeyourdeskjob.com. And today I'm going to talk to you guys about how to find a ghostwriter for less than 1 cent per word. Now, this is my favorite service that I've started using. I don't use Elance. I don't use Upwork anymore. I don't use Odesk because I can find great employees on this service, and they're super cheap, and they do everything from WordPress design to SEO to ebook writing to article writing, and they're fantastic. So the service that I use is onlinejobs.ph. Now, if you haven't heard of it, you're totally missing out because this service is amazing. So let me jump into it and show you what it's all about. So onlinejobs.ph is the world's largest and safest marketplace for Filipino workers. What that means is they're Filipino workers, and they're actually incredibly talented. As you can see here, you have everything from webmasters, SEO, WordPress experts, writers, programmers, and VAs. I mostly use it for VAs and for writers, and I find them very capable. Their English is great, and they're available when I'm not. So, if I go to bed at nighttime, in the morning, they have their work completed for me, which is really good because you're almost like working 24 hours then. So let me talk to you a little bit about hiring a writer. Now, before you get started, you're actually gonna have to pay $50 per month to use the service. I think it's really good actually because you only pay up front, and then you don't actually pay like Odesk or Elance on a percentage basis of that contract. So that means that it's a fixed fee. You know what it is. You can actually cancel the service after a month or two after you found your worker because the relationship is then basically off onlinejobs.ph platform. So you'll save a lot of money that way as well. And if you go into the app, into the thing, you can just post a job. It's pretty standard, pretty straightforward compared to the other services out there. Just put your job title, description, wages and salary. I usually leave empty. And then type of employment, I typically choose, full time if I'm hiring a writer on an ongoing basis. And then this ID proof score actually just limits the worker that applies for the job to a certain competency level. So I typically choose above 60 to make sure that I get quality applicants, and then choose some skills that are required, and I post the job. Within probably 24 hours, I probably get 30 to 40 applications, which I just go and contact them on Skype and get the negotiation started. Now I also have the exact job posting I use, which I'll include as a bonus material at the end of this video. You can just download it, copy and paste it, edit it the way you want, and you can just pop it into onlinejobs.ph, and it'll make your life a lot easier. So let's get back to the actual. I have some targets and some guidelines when you're hiring somebody to look at. So let's jump into that, and I'll explain to you what I look for when I'm hiring a writer. So let's get back into it. So first off, know what you're buying. If somebody applies and they're saying they look for about $2 an hour, you should expect pretty poor writing, and you'll have to do a lot of editing. I typically don't do that. I go to the $3 per hour, where you can find a person with really good English or decent, really passable English, which won't require too much editing. And it'll be cheaper than somebody who's at $4 an hour, which someone who's more advanced. And if you're running a Kindle book business, you don't want to make your costs go too high. So to limit the cost, I find somebody that is not the greatest at English, but I can always edit it and make it into a high quality book that way. So yeah, just target $3 per hour, and that'll bring your book to about $100 to $200 per book, which is enough to get a good return on investment, and while also keeping the quality up. And let me tell you how I came to that calculation. So see this on my daily targets. I expect to complete a book about every 10 business days, so every 2 weeks. I want to knock out one book. I tell the writer that I hire that I want them to produce 1,500 words for me daily. And that's about 4 hours of work, of which 1 hour is spent doing research, and then 3 hours are spent actually writing the 1,500 words. So my final cost comes to about $12 per day, and that over 10 days is $120 per book. And if I add a cover that I either produce myself, which will be free, or if I use Fiverr, I'll come to about $125 per book, which is reasonable enough that I can get a good ROI on it. So that's kind of my process. Onlinejobs.ph, hire a writer. It takes me about 3 to 4 days because I get so many applicants so quickly, and then I'm off and running. Now, I want to give you guys something to take home with you. So I'm trying to put together a package where it'll explain to you how to run a Kindle book business from scratch. That's a 7-day program. Um, uh, all this bonus material that I'll be putting together. So subscribe below. When it's ready, I'll let you guys all know in another video. And yeah, I'll also include in the description below the job posting that I use, and you can edit it and go nuts. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.